The White Hand sprite, known as the whitehand.gif. This was scripted to appear as a Pokemon on the third floor of the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. It's divided into 4 separate animations: an introduction, the Pokemon cry, an idle, and 2 attacks. These attacks are unknown as they are listed as Fist and Brutal. The animation is proven to be hazardous, while viewing the frames of the model has no adverse effects. The white hand is a shriveled, decaying hand with attention to detail. Flesh is peeled back from the bone, tendons dangle realistically from the wrist. The first attack, the hand balls into a fist and swings forward. The brutal animation is missing several frames, as the hand appears to open up, then cuts out. After a few seconds it appears, close again. No record has been found of these missing frames. The Buried Alive model, often referred to as its code, the Berryman script, was to be found on the final story of the Pokemon Tower in what has now been replaced with the Marowak Ghost. According to the scripts assigned to it, the Buried Alive model was intended to be the boss of the tower. Once reaching the top floor, the following conversation would have taken place. "You're here. I'm trapped. And I'm lonely. So very lonely. Won't you join me?" After this, the battle would have been initiated. Once in battle view, the Buried Alive model appears to be a decaying human corpse attempting to crawl out of the ground. It has been programmed to have 2 white hands, a Gengar, and a Muck. Strangely enough, a protocol for the Buried Alive's actions after it was defeated were not written. In the case of the player defeating it, the game would freeze. However, a specific ending was written by an unknown programmer upon losing the battle. In this ending, the Buried Alive model was to have stated, "Finally, fresh meat," followed by several lines of gibberish. He was to have then dragged the player character into the ground surrounding him. The scene would finish with a typical game over screen. However, in the background, an image of the Buried Alive character devouring the character was to have been shown. Especially strange were the protocols for after this scene. The cartridge was to download this image to the small internal memory contained in the Game Boy, overriding the title screen that normally accompanied a Game Boy turning it on. Instead, whenever it started, the player would view this image as the sound file staticmesh.wav was played. The intended purpose for this effect, unlike many of the other factors leading towards Lavender Town syndrome, is unknown.